Today we're taking a look again at my little three-wheeler, my 110 Honda three-wheeler, and I already, in the last video, I rebuilt the carburetor, and I'm still getting a bogging condition. Whenever I apply a heavy throttle, it bogs down and backfires through the exhaust. So I'm thinking I've got a spark issue somewhere, and when I was doing the carburetor rebuild, I accidentally bumped this spark plug wire and it came undone. So let's see how I stuck it back in there. There's a little, I'll show you in a moment, there's a point inside of here, and the way this thing does is it like sticks up inside of this wire here. But what I'm thinking is this old wire may be just too brittle. I don't know, I may have to try to heat it up a little first and see if I can shove it in there further, but let's see how well I got it in. Well, it feels actually pretty tight. Oh, it pulled out. So we're going to take a look at that and make sure we're getting a good contact. Let's pull this off. I can show you. Inside of there, there's a little point. I really don't like this system. In fact, if there's a way I can do it, I may see if I can change this out to like an Excel spark plug wire or something like that. I may have one around here from a Chevy V8 or something that I could stick on here, and that would be a pretty good upgrade. So we're going to take a look at this, make sure we're getting good contact. Now the bike was running, so it was getting spark. The question was it getting good enough spark? I don't know. So we're going to take a look at that, see if we can get that all connected right and get a good positive connection there. I may even implement a little glue or epoxy of some kind to hold that all together a little better. I've changed the spark plug in the past. I know it's not the spark plug, so that shouldn't be an issue there. So we're going to go ahead and walk around the other side. And over here, behind this front cover, you'll need a Phillips screwdriver to take these out, and I'm probably going to need to grab a larger one myself. But behind this is your points and a way you can adjust the timing a little bit here. So we're going to take a look at that and see how it's going. And behind this one here is your stator slash flywheel. So you could check your timing marks. I'm going to try to avoid taking that one off, but we'll start up here and take a look at the points. Maybe they're just a little dirty or corroded or something, and a lot of times we can clean those up and get them working again. So let's see if we find a problem in there. I'll come right back with a proper screwdriver and we'll get that off. All right, so we're just going to unscrew this. There we go. Just a couple of taps with the rubber mallet. Okay. So someone put some sealant on there, which is fine. This means they've been in here before. Where this is where your points make contact right here. And they've got a little corrosion on them, so we're going to clean that up. But now that we've got that off, I can show you what's going on in here. And they seem to be opening and closing okay. So what I'm going to do is find a small little file that I can get in there, or a piece of emery cloth would probably be better. I'll get a piece of emery cloth and slide that between there and clean those points out, those contacts. And to adjust the points gap, if you don't have enough gap or if you need to increase the gap, and I don't know what the specs are on this, but what you would do is loosen these. There's a screw here and another one right here. Looks like it's kind of rounded off. So you would loosen these up and you can adjust the point gap that way. We can adjust the timing by taking this screw here, and actually it is that one. I pointed to the wrong one earlier from my perspective. So I am going to have to mess with this one here. That's unfortunate. I can tell it's rounded off. But to adjust the timing, you can put a screwdriver in here, and see how it's, this line right here is right in the middle of that gap. I believe to increase it, you turn it this way. So this gap would be closer to this line here. And I think it could be a timing issue on this thing. So we're going to play with that. I'm pretty sure, I don't see any reason why I can't start this thing. If you'll notice, although they put a seal on here, it's really just a dust seal. It must be, because this is not a wet area. You can see everything inside of here is dry. So I should be able to start this without this side cover on. And that'll be interesting, because then I'll be able to make adjustments to the timing, kind of time it by ear. And if you wanted to time it perfectly, you could take this side cover off and set up your marks and take a ohm meter or a continuity meter and take this line here and run it around and get everything set up just perfectly. But I'm really not. I can usually set a thing, engine pretty well by ear and get it to at least, especially if it's backfiring through the exhaust like this, which tells me it could be a timing issue. So we're going to try that. I'm going to try to, I may have to get some vice grips or something to break this rounded bolt off here. And I may, if I can't find another bolt this size, I may take this over to use my angle grinder or a Dremel tool and cut a slot, so that at least I'll be able to take this thing out in the future, just make it a slotted screw. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this broke loose, and when we come back, I'll be ready to try to start this thing and we'll set the timing. Okay, I was able to break that loose fairly easily, believe it or not. I just had to push in real hard on it. But now that I've got that one and this one loose here, I can take my screwdriver and adjust this timing by turning the entire plate. So you know, as bad as it's running, I'm going to go all the way. I think that's advancing it, so I'm going to go all the way advanced, and I'm going to try to start it up and see what happens here. But I'm going to snug these back up just so that it doesn't move around. And in fact, I'm just going to snug this top one up here. All right, so we're going to put the spark plug connector back on here, and I want to cut just a tiny bit off the front of this thing so that I make sure I get some fresh good wire on that thing. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. And what I was noticing when I was looking inside of this guy, it's actually threaded. So I think the idea is you're supposed to push it in there a little bit, get it kind of started, and then, you know, as you're going, push it in and thread it on, and you'll feel it start to tighten up. Or you should, unless your spark plug wire is so old that it's just not working anymore. So we'll keep pushing, keep screwing. Okay, yeah, that feels good and tight. Good and taut. So we'll put this little rubber boot back on, and I've just been sliding this back down. It's a heat shield for the spark plug wire. We're going to stick this back on all the way. Nice. Yeah, it started nice and easy. It's idling nice, but here you can see the points in action. So we should be warm by now. Give it some throttle. Oh yeah. That may have been it. So I'm going to get this button back up, and I'm probably going to need to make some adjustments on the carburetor because I rebuilt the kit and I couldn't get it really to run good enough to adjust it, but it's sure running a lot better. Still a little hesitation there, but that could be a carb adjustment. Yeah, when I punch it. So let's just see if we can make adjustments on the fly on this thing. I think we can. Okay, that slowed her down. You heard the idle come down. Oh, it just died. So yeah, we're going to go all the way advanced and just leave it there. And probably what it is this is an old machine. The timing chain's probably a little bit stretched, and it no longer likes to be right there in the middle. So I'm going to take this other screw over to the shop and put a slot in that thing so I can tighten it up properly. When we come back, I'll button this up and we'll try to make some carburetor adjustments here, get this thing running perfectly. But let's just see. One pump here and one pull. Let's see if it'll start. Nope. Nope. Oh, I just need to give it a little gas. I think my idle might be set a little low. There it went. It definitely likes being advanced more. So, again, I'm going to get this button back up, and when we come back, we'll try to adjust the carb, see if we can get this thing running perfect. All right, let's see if we can adjust this carb. This is your fuel air mixture. Back to idle down. These things idle pretty low. So now that's all the way in touching. So I'm going to come out, half turn. Let's try to get a full turn. You hear it idle down a little. It's doing a lot better. I think we had a timing problem, guys, but now we got a brand new rebuild carburetor on the thing, and so there's really only one thing left to do. Let's go out here and see if it'll pull a wheelie.
call that winning.